Hizb al-Tahrir is one of the most well-known and widely discussed Islamic political movements in the modern world. With its presence in multiple countries and its firm stance on the revival of the Islamic Caliphate, it has sparked debates, admiration, and opposition alike. At the heart of this movement stands Sheikh Taqi al-Nabhani, a scholar and political strategist whose vision gave birth to an ideology that continues to shape political discourse in the Muslim world. His unwavering dedication to the Islamic cause, his intellectual contributions, and his ability to inspire thousands of followers made him one of the most influential Islamic thinkers of the 20th century. Understanding his life and work is essential to understanding why Hizb al-Tahrir remains a force in Islamic political thought today. Taqi al-Nabhani was born in 1907 in the village of Hizb, near Haifa, Palestine, during the late Ottoman period. His family was deeply rooted in Islamic scholarship, with his father serving as an Islamic scholar and judge. His grandfather, Sheikh Yusuf al-Nabhani, was also a renowned scholar and Sufi mystic, known for his works on Islamic jurisprudence and poetry. Growing up in a religious environment, al-Nabhani displayed exceptional intelligence from an early age. He memorized the Quran at a young age and was deeply engaged in classical Islamic texts. His early education was traditional, focusing on Islamic jurisprudence, hadith, tafsir, and Arabic linguistics. In 1928, he moved to Cairo, Egypt, to pursue higher Islamic studies at Al-Azhar University, one of the most prestigious Islamic institutions in the world. There, he was exposed to diverse Islamic thought and studied under prominent scholars like Sheikh Muhammad al-Khidr Hussein and Mahmud Shaltut. In 1932, he graduated with a specialization in Islamic law and jurisprudence. After completing his education, al-Nabhani returned to Palestine and began his career as an Islamic judge under the British mandate. He served in various Sharia courts, including those in Haifa, Jerusalem, and Ramallah. His work as a judge exposed him to the systematic injustices of colonial rule and the deep political crisis facing the Muslim world. During this time, he began to develop a profound political consciousness, realizing that colonial policies were designed to weaken Islamic governance and culture. His judicial career allowed him to analyze legal, social, and political structures, which later shaped his ideology. By the late 1940s, as Palestine was facing increasing Zionist aggression, al-Nabhani became convinced that Muslim nations needed a unified political structure, a caliphate, to counter external threats. This realization became the foundation for his political movement. The mid-20th century was a period of immense turmoil for the Muslim world. Following the collapse of the Ottoman Caliphate in 1924, the Muslim world became increasingly fragmented, with newly formed nation-states adopting Western political models and often falling under the influence of colonial powers. Many Muslim scholars and activists were deeply concerned about the decline of Islamic governance and the rise of secular nationalism. Taqi al-Nabhani observed that the political and social conditions in the Muslim world were deteriorating due to colonial interventions, oppressive regimes, and ideological influences from the West. He believed that the solution lay in re-establishing the Islamic Caliphate, which he saw as the only system capable of uniting Muslims under a single leadership and implementing Islamic law comprehensively. In 1953, Sheikh al-Nabhani officially founded Hizb al-Tahrir in Jerusalem. His vision was to establish an Islamic political entity that will unify the Muslim Ummah under a single caliphate. The party's core principles included re-establishing the Islamic Caliphate based on the Quran and Sunnah, rejecting Western-style democracy, arguing that Islam provides a divine system of governance, non-violent political struggle, advocating intellectual and political activism over armed conflict, opposing nationalism and secularism, viewing them as colonial constructs designed to divide Muslims. Hizb al-Tahrir quickly gained followers across Jordan, Syria, Iraq, Egypt, in Lebanon, but also faced severe government crackdowns due to its political stance. Al-Nabhani's ideas were seen as a direct challenge to many ruling regimes in the Muslim world. As a result, he and his followers faced harsh persecution. He was arrested multiple times, particularly by the Jordanian authorities, who viewed Hizb al-Tahrir as a threat to the monarchy. In 1953, he was imprisoned in Jordan for several months due to his political activities and the establishment of Hizb al-Tahrir. During his imprisonment, he faced strict interrogation and harsh conditions. However, his resolve remained unshaken, and he continued to communicate his ideas with his followers. In 1954, as the pressure on him increased, he fled Jordan to avoid further arrests. He sought refuge in Syria and Lebanon, where he continued his political work in secret. Despite imprisonments, travel restrictions, and bans, he remained steadfast in his mission, continuously writing and educating his followers. Al-Nabhani was a prolific writer, producing several books that remain foundational texts for Hizb al-Tahrir and broader Islamic political thought. Some of his key works include Al-Shakhsiyat al-Islamiyya, The Islamic Personality, a 3-volume book discussing the foundations of Islamic thought, jurisprudence, and philosophy. Nizam al-Islam, The System of Islam, analyzing the Islamic political system, constructing it with Western governance. Al-Tafkir, a work that outlines the Islamic methods of rational thought. Mafahim Hizb al-Tahrir, concepts of Hizb al-Tahrir, defining the party's ideology and political objectives. His books have been widely studied and translated, influencing Islamic movements worldwide. Sheikh Taqi al-Nabhani passed away in 1977 in Beirut, Lebanon. His funeral was a relatively quiet affair. Yet, his ideas and movement did not die with him. Hizb al-Tahrir continued to grow, establishing branches across the Middle East, Europe, Central Asia, and Africa. To this day, his writings continue to be a subject of academic study and debate, with some viewing him as a visionary reformer, while others criticize his ideology as impractical in the modern geopolitical landscape. Whether one agrees or disagrees with his approach, his influence remains undeniable, and his legacy continues to inspire political discussions on the future of the Muslim Ummah.